It's not a review. It's a, my personal opinion about this stuff. Like, I don't know if I can do it or not, but I have to. But in my real life point of opinion, I know this is like a big mistake to me though. To understand so much. But I really, really, well, if I love it or hate it, I kind of in between hate WWE for the whole, not like the whole thing, like probably the whole thing, kind of like the whole franchise, the whole series with it, like the whole episodes, kind of, and I can't even like get obsessed. I can't even like get obsessed with this thing because everything around me is so harsh and things like that, in harsh ways, and probably not. I could be wrong if WWE is like turn switch around for everything. Like I was like my teenage years, my kids years, I was watching WWE since like it came on TV. Well, approximately that time, and when I first heard WWE, I first heard superstars that were like getting popular, and I don't care what they are. Like I'm not talking about the whole thing. I'm not talking about the whole thing in the episode. I'm talking about the whole thing in full because I am just obsessed with WWE. And it's a big deal whatsoever. I get this so far. Like, it got popular over years, and it's been enough is enough. Like I said, it's been like the whole year. If it's like a big obsessed over fan, but I could be more obsessed with this thing. Like, yeah, I know this WWE is so famous and so popular over a day, and it does have big superstars I never heard of. I guess so. The backstory, whatever it has. But I think that's so far. Some people say it's so fake. Some people say it's so real. Some people say they actually have true story behind them. But I would probably be sold for you. But I'm not even a big fan of this wrestling group anymore because I loved it when I was little. But this time I'm not. Okay, I'll be coming up for a whole idea. All right. On YouTube, I saw a channel called WWE, and it was about like stuff happens over there. But and also on TV, it has to be just me or the whole thing gets really bigger when something else watching it. Like the whole world watching WWE right now as I speak. But how is it different? I don't know. Like, I don't know how much time WWE has to be like the biggest, the biggest franchise in the whole world. Got to be. But I could be wrong if it's just me talking about it or not. Because I can't be just telling you about the whole story or telling you the whole full thing why I hate or not love WWE because it stands for World Wrestling Entertainment. But I don't know so far. Why do every YouTube consider around wrestling or superstars or celebrities who are superstars? But the most iconic thing ever they actually like mentioned was during the Rock Johnson, the guy who was in multiple movies. Like in Mike can tell it, but Fast and Furious movies, they have him play the character. Like, okay. But I really not could tell that ain't no Dwayne Johnson, but I could tell you that I can be just over obsessed with this WWE kind of. Like I know I collect DVDs and I did mostly, and and I listen to their songs kind of, but I don't know this before. Every single thing I never mentioned before with John Cena. But John Cena was that kind of wrestler who is that type of wrestler who's been around every single day. But people don't like this movie. I mean, don't like this thing about John Cena. Like he's been in multiple movies. He's a big superstar. Like I get it. John Cena is really that bad for kids. Like he said different message about kids. So like they say eat your vegetables and don't play outside. And that's the type of message that he could do, but Nick is about to announce his own ideas to the wrestler John Cena. He been to like a lot of movies, like multiple ones, like in Fred the movie, and mostly everything about that movie is. But I do remember him from WWE that he wrestled every single superstar that doesn't get hurt, but was acting. Because how I know it's acting. Well, it's a big understanding. Like most people know about this wrestling since like it came out on TV. When it came on TV, you guys are just watching it and say, "Oh wow, you can beat John Cena to beat up Randy Orton." Really? Like I really don't care about wrestling that much, but I will stand about this for a whole idea. Like I'm not gonna tell the whole thing though, with no ideas. But like really, you just say if wrestling is a bad thing to kids. Like when kids watching wrestling, they can't even imitate the other wrestlers who did that moves. Like when they did a power driver, you can't do a power driver with their kids. They actually get hurt, go in the hospital, and get paid for everything, and sue them for what they got. It's not that type of deal for most of the things. But I do want is the old wrestling getting back to the roots. Like I want to see how Chris Benoit has, died over a day, and he got arrested or died or something. I don't know. But it many wrestlers who died most of the days, and I really care for them. Like rest in peace there. But how come wrestling don't even mention all the superstars except for all the people who are in many movies are kind of. But when Hanna Rivera touched the WWE rhinestone, they come up with some random cartoons they put up with some I don't know, Scooby Doo and WrestleMania and Scooby Doo and the Speed Demon and Scooby Doo I don't know whoever they come up with. And you know, it's a big understanding of how come they actually happen, but I don't care if some wrestling had to be like multiple things. Like I said before, like wrestling is not that cool for kids anymore because some people say, "Oh, I like John Cena better." "Oh, look, I like the Undertaker better." I don't care what you like. I just don't. I just don't like wrestling in the full because it gets way popular and I'm missing everything because I was not a full wrestling because I was watching wrestling and it wasn't that good. Because that's why wrestling is not that good because I can't be that obnoxious. Okay, like I don't care if I watch a wrestling video with multiple multiple movies with it. I don't care if I watch those. All I care is I don't want to watch any wrestling at all. Well, I'll give you step by step why I don't like it. Okay, I don't like wrestling the whole thing because it's really that bad. Okay, like I got it so far. Every single thing that happened related to wrestling, it's really not that bad. Okay, in my channel, I can't review any of wrestling stuff because you know why? Because every time I review one wrestling movie, people are just exactly gonna do it the same exact thing that I did, but with different terms. They say that I would say, oh, wrestling that is really that bad, and the reviewers saying, oh, wrestling's really good. Why are the people saying it's so bad, so bad? You don't know anything about this stuff. All right, like I know wrestling when I was a kid, and I know every single moves they had to be remember of, but I don't know what happened to the history of it or the actual backstory to every wrestler. But it has to be like approval to most, I don't know, network ever. They call it WWE Network instead of WWF, called World Wrestling Federation. But in WWF, it's nothing about that. It takes another level saying WWF, Wildlife Federation. It's not that good. Yeah, and I guess I remember the logos they have. Like first WWF, WWE, the old one, and now 2017 WWE logo. That's what I have today. And really, do people ever watch wrestling anymore? Like, come on. Like, really. I don't care if they have pronounced a movie called a cartoon version of wrestling. Like, I watched Camp WWE for about, I don't know, for 8 episodes ago or something, but it doesn't even matter anymore. Because wrestling isn't that, it really isn't that type of stuff I really want into. Because some people actually want wrestling, some people actually want to experience it, and some people don't want to experience it anymore because wrestling is not that bad. It's really that great for people. But to me, I adore wrestling for most of it because John Cena was the most iconic thing that people ever witnessed on YouTube, and they actually put memes over it and put some. And he's like the internet sensation for a whole thing. Like he's been in many movies before, and he is the most iconic person ever who been to many movies and like TV shows. I'm sorry, but I can't be just blabbing about John Cena about the whole thing. But I will probably say that I will like wrestling if they bring back all wrestlers from the 80s or 60s or 50s or something else, or the 90s. If I grew up in the 90s, so whatsoever. And if they bring back all wrestlers, I will be just pretty good by now. If they bring back all wrestlers from different stuff, they will like talk about what they did while after they done wrestling and why they did it for apparent reasons. And for crying out loud, even Mr. McMahon is still alive for a whole day. He never did. And I would say, what? He's still alive? Wow. You know, it's a big deal what wrestling can do with fans around the world. Like, I saw wrestling magazines, I saw wrestling posters, I saw movies about that, I saw, I don't know, a whole collection about wrestling. Even magazines were crying out again. But I gotta say, I am fully, I'm not fully approved by wrestling things, but it's a no-brainer that I have been I've been a wrestling fan for a whole day. I mean, not a whole day, the whole year, and it wasn't about to change whatsoever. Like it's about to change while it's probably about to change. I don't care, but people on YouTube don't want to like remind for wrestling no matter what, and it does really do wrestling because the richest has to be the only channel, the only YouTube channel that mentions wrestling ever. Then I would be just a nitpick here, but how come wrestling has to be like the most popular sport ever? Like some people got hurt for wrestling, some people got injured by it, and how come this thing is popular over days? Like I know WWE is not that kind of deal, and the wrestling thing was kind of a big deal by people who is like mocking every move they have and like saying, "Oh, here's a pod driver. Oh no, here's another one called driver pile, and it doesn't make sense at all. It has been many parodies. It has been many memes about that. It has been many it has been many internet sensation about that, and saying the meme saying, "Oh, I like wrestling so much," and why? Like I said in my other video called um like why is this a meme? Like why is the dingling is a meme? Like I got this so far. That's when I check my other channel like that. I would bring up into the video stuff, and I got it so far. Like really though. Like I'll talk about the whole thing about wrestling so far, what happens over the days, but I don't have to do that anymore. I'm still like wrestling most of it, and it was bringing out from my head right now saying, while watching wrestling, like during I watched wrestling, I was thinking in my head saying, man, I could wait to make a video about this, and I did make a video about this right now, and why not? Wrestling is not that good anymore. I think it's so far. I wish I can experience every moves that wrestlers did over the past days, and I can, and I probably respect that, and I do respect that for multiple reasons. It had new wrestlers, new superstars, new managers. I got so far, but when I was a kid, I watched wrestling, and my favorite part was like when Mr. McMahon says "kiss my ass," and he shoved his he shoved this guy's ass. He shoved this guy's face into his ass, and why? And like I was saying to myself, oh my god, it's so appropriate for most ideas. And why is showing it on TV? Can I show it on Adult Swim while people are just watching it on normal TV? My ads are far. One of my friends, okay, I tell you a story. One of our friends are a wrestling fan, and one of them are over obsessed with wrestling. It has to be like a big, not a monotonous thing. But now, right now, most of our friends are kind of backstabbers, so I guess not. But I will start a rant about like my friends, like not on YouTube but on in real life, because sometimes they're kind of big ideas. I get so far, but I would do it another time. Because sometimes this time I'm not gonna do it right now. Sometimes my friends at work, so whatever. So anyway, back to this. Alright, so wrestling is not that bad, because some people don't like wrestling that bad, because some people just get hurt for most of the time, and I do respect that for most ideas, but I think that's hard. Like my whole big deal about this video is why is wrestling got so popular over the days? Like that's my big question for today. Like if people want to comment about this, please comment about this. If you're not, please be the biggest thing to help me on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll be like subscribing to your channel too. It'll be some feedback. I don't care. And boom, I just really just don't know how much time this stuff got ended already. Like wrestling is not that big for me, because sometimes I just like ignore wrestling or pretend to like wrestling. Sometimes people say, "Oh, you like wrestling?" I'll say, "Yeah, I do." But I have shirts of them. I have shirts of them like a lot, like John Cena, the whole crew, the 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 logo, everything. I have every single thing with it. Not the figures, because sometimes the figures are kind of a mishap. Okay? Even the Undertaker is really that. I know. It's really that. It's really that type of a person that could be related to. I could relate to, because sometimes I am cold. I am, don't care about the world. But Undertaker is really not that bad for over a year by now. But it's been over a year or so since wrestling came on TV. Like the superstars, the wrestlers are coming on, the new ones coming on, and they don't care about, I don't know, they don't care about anything anymore. Because wrestling is just way in the past, and now it's like new trends coming on, like what TV show is popular than that. Oh, I don't make something new. And how come wrestling don't ever mention about this anymore? Because sometimes wrestling is being an overdone meme. Okay, I get it now. It's an overdone meme. So what? Then accidentally there were video games about that, and I it really blew my mind for most of it. For crying out loud, there is a bunch of video games about wrestling. I can tell you, but it's like the whole series about it, the whole trilogy, the whole franchise about wrestling games. And the games that had to be like multiple, it's the games that were like 2K games. I'm talking about not talking about the basketball games, I'm talking about the wrestling games or 2K, like 2K15, 2K16, 2K17, and 2K14 whatsoever, and it keeps going on, and it keeps going on whatsoever. The games are good. I mean, the games are bad. The movies are bad. And I'm not gonna say it like that. I'm gonna say the movies are like popcorn. It never goes away. It just goes up into the air. Nothing else to do. Yeah. And my biggest problem is like why is wrestling so popular while the stuff is going on around them not going well. And I could be most of all, I could be a kind person to know why wrestling not that bad is about. Yeah, and I know this video is long enough than it used to be, but it's a big no-brainer. Like I could be like a wrestler with no ideas. Yeah, it's me just being a regular person who has no idea whatsoever. But I am just a big show off to be no wrestling fan. Because all I do is wear some random shirts, it has to be wrestling related, and just say, oh look, I like wrestling. Here it goes. True. And then I can take my shirt off and say, oh like, I like wrestling. And just rip my shirt off for no reason. I'm not gonna do that. No way. But if wrestling is not that bad at all, I would probably review every single thing that happened to wrestling. Well, not that bad, but you know, I'm not gonna be a channel so called I Hate Wrestling. People are saying I don't care whatsoever. Because all these people that care about wrestling, all the people who care about fashion trends are not even good. You care about trends, care about everything happening to it. Now wrestling's overdone right now. Because, how come wrestling to keep going on whatsoever? It's really done right now. It's really over. It's kablamo. It's really just out of sight right now. When people ever talk about wrestling or not, because wrestling is over, is like really, it's really obsolete by some people. By some people say, oh, it's really obsolete that wrestling is not that funny anymore. Just say, oh, wrestling is really good right now. It might have to be like a good cartoon whatsoever. But it does have good cartoons with it. Like in a cartoon called Camp WWE, it has to be the most idea ever. But I really don't care if WWE is not that good. We're probably good enough whatsoever, because I can't believe how much times WWE is really not that bad. Because you take out one letter from W, you have we, the network. But how come this is like how come this is not coming to our network saying WWE network? Say, oh, here it is, you can see the fights, you can see everything. But also it has to be one little thing. It's always WWE Kids. And it has to be just saying, oh, what if the wrestler is not wrestling and accidentally do cartoons? Like, what if wrestling is not that good? It has to be like some kind of sport within wrestling. Okay, I get it so far. But how come wrestling is not that bad anymore? Because people accidentally getting hurt by them by one of their moves in real life. No kidding. No kidding. No kidding right now. It's just so obnoxious. It's just so mythical about the wrestling. It was real or fake. Even the YouTube thing show you wrestling is real or fake. It's really fake. Wrestling is fake. Everything's fake because wrestling is fake. And you know it. Okay. There, ruin your childhood. Wrestling is fake. Everything's fake. Even Princess is fake. For no idea whatsoever. But wrestling is good right there. So comment below if you like wrestling or love it or hate it. I guess probably hate it now. Just comment below if you love it or hate it wrestling because I have no idea. Alright? I have no idea whatsoever. So anyway, that's my truthful thing about wrestling. If I make part 2, that's good. Alright, so comment below if you like wrestling or hate it. Because if you hate it, please tell me why. If you love it, please write down please type down saying I love it. Alright. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. And remember, I love fear. I love scary stuff. I never say it, but I love fear, or kind of whatever her model is, so whatever. So anyway, just watching, and this is not the review, but only thanks for watching, and see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Halloween at Freddy's, all the guests have arrived. Everyone's dying to meet you, so won't you spend the night? Join us.
Welcome our new friend. Come on, let's begin. There's no time to waste.